Okay, here are a few very short conversations. You can read with me if you like. How do you get to work? I go by bus usually. Really? Why do you take the bus? I think the metro is much quicker. Well, for one thing, the bus is cleaner. I like seeing the neighbourhood. It's better than travelling underground, where you can't see the trees or the sky. Did you see the opinion? I think. I like. And notice these people use ER words, better, cleaner, quicker, to give opinion and reason. Did you also notice how the second speaker introduced the reasons? She said, for one thing. For one thing, to introduce your first reason. Let's keep going. Why are you learning English? French is much better for work in Europe. Can you feel the opinion in the word better? And notice this person is asking for a reason. With which word? Why? I don't agree. Many companies in Europe now use English as the common trade language. And if I want to work in the USA, it's a good idea to learn English. If is a very powerful little word to help give your opinion and reason. Okay, this conversation will now also show you how to express a preference. Why? Asking for reason. Why do you like hot chocolate over coffee? Because it's sweeter and has less caffeine. But chocolate has more fat. I know, but I'd still rather a hot chocolate because it doesn't keep me awake at night. What about the calories? Oh, that doesn't bother me. I just really love the taste. Did you see the preference? It's sweeter, has less caffeine, but chocolate has more fat. I'd rather. I'd still rather. This is to show you like one thing better than another thing. I'd rather watch tennis than rugby any day. Also, keep noticing the reason words because. And here is an opinion and a reason as well. I just really love the taste. What about how to make a suggestion? Let's. Do you know what let's means? Let's means let us. Let us stay in a small English village rather than a big city like London. I'm sick of crowds. So am I. This person is agreeing. We can relax more and we can hang out at the local pub. That's a good idea. And why don't we stay at the pub? Oh, I'd rather not, because it's too noisy at night. So, she agrees that they should stay in a small village. But then the second speaker suggests, why don't we stay at the pub? And this person says, I'd rather not. She expresses her preference. Just before we go to the next slide, what two ways were on this conversation to give a suggestion? Where's the first one? Here, let's. Let's followed by a verb. Where's the second one? Here. Why don't we? Why don't we? Verb. For suggesting. Why don't we go to the Louvre when we go to Paris? I haven't been there for a long time. I prefer Musée d'Orsay, to be honest. Why? What I like most is the building, actually. Can you see another way to show your preference? I prefer. Why don't we? Suggesting. I prefer preference. And what I like most is reason. So, to ask for reasons, opinions, preferences, you can ask these questions. What do you think about visiting Australia? Why do you like hot chocolate? Why don't you take the bus? Why are you keen on learning English? Do you think that, etc. What would you prefer? What would you prefer? What were the ways to make a suggestion? Why don't we? We can, we could. Let's, which means let us. I think we should. What were the ways to show your preference? I like, I'd rather, I prefer, or I'd prefer. And how did the people give their opinions? I prefer, I think, I don't think, and something is better. So use an ER verb. Oh, adjective, I'm sorry. In my opinion is another one. And I'm keen on. And giving reasons, do you remember? Because. Because it is adjective again, often using ER. Or more or less. Or an adjective, because it's boring, because it's too expensive. For one thing, and another thing. All of these are to show your listener that you're giving a reason to support your opinion. You can also just use words like really, to, so, and very, followed by the adjective. It's really cold. It's too long. It's so violent. This shows your opinion in a clear way. Now, you need to be careful with the pronunciation of the ER words. There are adjectives, an adverb, rather. There are nouns, but this one, which is a verb, has a different pronunciation. Listen. Quicker, better, cheaper, rather, teacher, river, explorer. prefer. Did you hear that? All of the others were pronounced but the verb is with the stress on the second syllable, prefer. And of course, if you're learning American English pronunciation, you will pronounce the prefer. Now, let's look at some parallel expressions. Compare these. Do you think people will still go to the cinema to see a movie? We can also say watch a movie or see a film. They mean the same thing. No, I don't. I'll let you read this one. And start thinking about how you can say it with the same meaning but different words. It will be too expensive. It will cost too much. Becoming cheaper all the time. Getting cheaper day by day. People will prefer. People would rather stay home. I'll let you keep reading. Think about the meaning. The level of childhood obesity. What does this mean? Going up. Going up. What does this mean? Can you see that even though they are different words, they have exactly the same meaning? So we call these parallel expressions. I heard the government is planning to introduce a fat tax and stop advertising junk food. So did I. But don't you think parents will still buy it anyway? Probably. Here's the first one. The government is planning to becomes is going to. Stop advertising junk food. Ban fast food advertising. Parents will still buy it. Parents will continue to buy it. And this last one is very useful. Probably, most likely. They mean the same. They are parallel expressions. Well, I'd rather them keep the things the way they are now. It's up to adults to make the right choice. Or you could say, I'd prefer it if they kept things the same. I'd prefer. I'd rather. Here is a little table just for you to have a look at before I leave you today. Becoming, cheaper, prefer to, rather, actually, in fact. Going up, becoming and more, planning to, going to, stop, ban. Will still, will continue to. And this one you should be getting very good at. I'd prefer or I'd rather. Probably, most likely. So, what did you learn today? I hope you're getting really good at giving your opinion, supporting your opinion, making a suggestion, asking other people for their reasons, and also using parallel expressions.